What is up, guys? Level Up Sports Betting here, along with Matt DeLeo, Josh Weil, and Kevin Davis, giving you guys our best bets for February 8 in NHL, in college basketball, and in the NBA. Uh, so far, we've had a couple college basketball plays already happen. We won one game. Kevin and I both were on it, which was Eastern Kentucky. Then we had another game that's going to just fall short right now. So I only have one game to share with you guys, but the guys around me have plenty of games to share with you guys. So we're going to start off with Josh from Winter Wire. Your first bet is the Raptors at Grizzlies. Know you have a pick on this one. Jonas Valanciunas, give us your pick on that one, please.
Yeah, so I got the points and rebounds over 27.5. The Raptors have really struggled to contain the big men. You look at in the last game, Clint Capella, whose shooting range is about 2.5 feet from the hoop, got 23 points. He had 16 rebounds too, but he's a little better rebounder than Valanciunas. But Valanciunas is also skilled on multiple levels. He can hit threes, he can hit mid range, and he could hit the post. So I really think that even though he's not starting, he didn't start last time either, and he hit these numbers against Steven Adams. He had 23 points and 7 rebounds. And I think Brandon Clark is out. So I think he's going to get like 28 minutes this time around, give or take. And I'm looking at 22 and 13 today.
COVID won't stop Jonas, man. Even if he comes off the bench, he's going to dominate. I completely agree with Josh here. Then you're going on to the Warriors game, and the Warriors versus Spurs. You have two plays in that one. To give us your picks for the Warriors game.
Yeah, so I found it strange because I got on the Warriors at minus 106. They're trending towards plus. I saw them at like 102 a little bit before the game, and I'm also on Stephen Curry to hit over 4.5 threes. The Warriors showed their last games against the Mavericks back to back that they can fill the cup. They pounded them and then they lost by 2, but Stephen Curry really has his 3 going. In his last 10 games, he's shooting 11.6 threes a game and making 5.8 of them, good for exactly 50%, which I think is crazy. And the Spurs are 28th. It was 27th or 28th, but they're 28th, I'm going to say, in the league in the three-point percentage. So in my head, I see Curry going 6 of 13 from 3, but I really think it could be much, much more with 11 last time out.
I like it. The attempts will be there, and sharpshooter like Curry can definitely drain them at a rapid pace and
Well,
quickly.
not only that, but San Antonio has one of the worst point guard defenses in the whole league, not just with allowing 3-pointers, but they also, I believe, allow the most assists to opposing point guards.
Yeah, so the Spurs are not good against the guards. So that looks like a great pick there. And if Curry does have a big game, then you can lock the Warriors in to win that game. So some great picks from Josh. We'll move on to the Rockets and Hornets. Of course, that's for Kevin's pick. So, Kevin, you want to give us your 2 picks in that game?
So for the Rockets, Christian Wood is out. And I don't think the betting public fully appreciates how good he is. They know about his scoring. They know about the rebounds. But if you look at his win share statistics, he's actually defensively more important to that team than offensively. He's their best player right now. Oladipo, believe it or not, is basically a replacement level player for the Rockets so far. John Wall, for the most part, he scores a lot of points, but isn't that good. So if Christian Wood's out, and the Hornets kind of being overlooked most of the season, especially with Gordon Hayward. I don't know why I always say Haywood or Hayward, but you get the gist. He has the hair gel. You got to give him a shot. So maybe they cover that 3.5 point spread, as well as potentially winning outright at plus 145.
I like it. Definitely some potential there for the Hornets, especially with Wood out for the Rockets.
And also, you look now, the line has moved all the way to Hornets minus 117.
Oh,
yeah, so it's changed. So that's good. So there's our plug right there. If you're in the Discord, you would definitely get our plays earlier, and you can get on those lines. So definitely check out that Discord and the link below in the YouTube description. You can get those lines way before they trickle all the way up when the market learns that Wood is out. We're going on to the Cavaliers at Suns. Another big bet for Kevin in this spot. Give me your pick for this one.
Well, I also want to make clear about the Hornets that they're still at +2 at Bet365.
Okay.
So that could change any minute. So Cavaliers, Suns.
Yep.
Cavaliers, this is a little counterintuitive, but the great Larry Nance Jr. is out, as well as Kevin Love. They have Jarrett Allen on their team, and they don't play him enough. So if Jarrett Allen starts, these two are really good bets.
Beast.
If he's coming off the bench, you can live bet it, wait for him to come off the bench. He leads the Cavaliers in win shares. I don't understand why they don't play him more. He's a solid defensive player. They're also going to be trying to pump up his trade value so they can trade him away before the deadline because he's in a contract year on a restricted free agent contract. So, and also additionally, the Suns, Chris Paul might be out. So no Chris Paul, Jarrett Allen potentially playing more minutes for the Cavs makes this a good pick.
I like it there. Definitely a nice long shot pick for the Cavs to upset the Suns, especially if no Chris Paul, of course. We're going to go to college basketball now. We'll start with Josh here in college basketball. San Jose State, San Diego State game. We have a little difference here between Josh and Kevin, but both can hit. Also, both can definitely lose as well. So, Josh, give us your pick for the San Jose State versus San Diego State game.
Yeah, I mean, you look at San Diego State minus 26.5. Your first thoughts, whoa. But if you look at their, sorry, let me run it back. You look at San Jose State's defense, they allow 81 points a game just about. So that would make me say, whoa, as well. It's simple that the last 4 games against the bottom feeders in the division, 2 against Wyoming, 2 against Air Force, they went 4-0, 4-0 against the spread, winning by an average of 31.5 points. And twice they won by exactly 27. But that was the lowest they won by. The others were north of 35, 40. I really expect this to continue. I think this is really going to be an absolute beatdown. I think that San Jose State is horrific. They're 2-14 against the spread, against teams with winning records. So I really look for this to just be dominant throughout. I think that San Diego State is going to win 96-65. They're going to murder them.
Yep, and they've been really, really good throughout the last couple of seasons. Obviously, Malachi Flynn not there anymore, but they still have plenty of talent on that roster, and they keep defying odds and playing terrific basketball. But we'll go to the other side here, Kevin. On the other side here, with your pick, give us why you like San Jose State in the second half in this game.
So you are right. San Jose has been direct this season. That's why they're a 26.5 or 27-point underdog. However, they're actually on a 3-game win streak, and they were underdogs in all 3 games. One of those games, they were 10.5-point dogs. So you shouldn't necessarily just, count them out right away. They're not particularly a fast tempo team, nor is San Diego State. So there's not going to be as many opportunities to have a blowout here. They have to really play every possession seriously in a game they'll easily win, because their goal is not to cover the spread. Their goal is to win. Now, the reason why I shy away from the San Jose State spread, which I do support, by the way, is because they're terrible in the first half. And I like a scenario better where they get blown out in the first half and both teams let their guards down in the second half, and San Jose State can cover an 11.5 second half point spread.
Yep. So
you can theoretically put Josh and my pick together and win.
Right, and you can definitely do that. We're going to hope for San Diego State to get out to a 15-point lead or more to be able to cover this spread, and it's definitely possible. Like Kevin said, it's going to be hard for San Jose State in the first half. They've struggled.
It's going to be a murder.
Well, that's what we hope for. So definitely like that pick, and you can definitely win on both of these picks if you want to tell that. If you want to go with Josh's pick to start the game, and then in the second half, a live bet on San Jose State, there's definitely could potentially be some value there for you as well. We'll go on to the Oklahoma State-Kansas game, probably one of the better games on today's slate in college basketball, if not the best game. Kevin has the pick for this one, so if you want to give that out.
Yeah, definitely. So I normally shy away from Oklahoma State because I think they tend to be overvalued because they have Cade Cunningham, freshman, projected to be number 4 overall pick. But look at how Kansas has played this season. They don't deserve to be ranked. Right now they're ranked 23rd. Ken Pom has them ranked 27. They have Oklahoma State ranked 34th. The Kansas has a 5-5 conference record. Oklahoma State 6-5. So I don't really see how Kansas should be favored by 5 points. So that's why I'm going Oklahoma State in the first half, 3.5 points, even though it's a little bit extra juice, because they are a much better team in the first half than Kansas. I would go for the full game, but I like the first half even better.
Yeah, and Oklahoma State, they were Kate Cunningham was in foul trouble in either last game or 2 games ago, and Oklahoma State, their offense still performed even with Cunningham out of that game. So, even if there were to be foul trouble from Kate Cunningham in the first half, Oklahoma State has still performed really well in the first half, especially on the offensive end. And with the way Kansas has played, there's definitely potential for this game to be really tight in the first half. So completely agree with this pick with Oklahoma State, and definitely think there's a chance for Oklahoma State to upset. Although something tells me Kansas might pull away in the second half, so we'll have to see. That'll be a really fun game for the college basketball junkies tonight. We're going on to the Miami North Carolina game. I know there's a lot of people that are interested in this one because how the heck is North Carolina a double-digit favorite against Miami? That's the question everyone's asking, and hopefully Kevin can give us some answers.
Well, one of them is a football school with a basketball problem, and another is a basketball school with a football problem. So North Carolina is always well received in basketball, as they normally should be, but you shouldn't just bet them because of the name. So Miami, these two teams met a month ago. North Carolina was narrowly favored. Miami won on a buzzer beater. Since then, Miami has been pretty sneaking awful, and North Carolina has recovered. Now, both of these teams have negative first half scoring margin differentials. So with that being said, if North Carolina typically loses a first half, why should they be 5.5 point favorites against a team they aren't that much better than? So I like Miami 5.5 first half.
Well, sorry to cut you off here, but 3 minutes ago, the UNC game against Miami has been postponed 2 hours before the tip-off. So thanks to the guys in the chat telling us the game is now postponed. 3 minutes ago, we started this video. The game was on. Now the game is off. So, of course, now all that work that Kevin put into that game is just washed away. You wasted all that time in the game. I feel for you there. I do all the time.
And what can I say? It was washed away in a hurricane.
Exactly. We'll blame the Hurricanes. But I do have one more college basketball pick that I could share with you guys. Of course, I'm 1-1 on the day. Just lost it over. And someone on Twitter just destroyed me for losing that game. They told me that I was nowhere even close. Apparently, they didn't watch the game. It was just UNCG missing a couple playoffs. I did block them, and hopefully they are watching, but maybe not anymore because I blocked them, of course. But I do like Samford and Mercer to go over 73.5 in the first half. That is a big, big number. But we're talking about two offenses that have been really, really good in the first half. Samford averaging 40.2 points in the first half per game, 41 on the road. So they're averaging more points on the road. We can probably see 80 points in this game. Mercer, the 22nd most effective offense in the league, 55.2% effective field goal percentage. I expect them to set the tone. I think at home on offense, they're really, really great. Obviously, Mercer's defense is a problem. They're definitely an up-tempo, fast team. Mercer shooting 36.4% from three, 55.5% from inside. They'll score at will all game and should have no problem scoring in this game versus Samford. And Samford also, they're fouling at a ridiculous pace as well. So expect Mercer to get to the line more often than they usually do. And then Samford, they're a team that loves to push the pace too, 20th in pace of play, and that's why they're scoring so many points on offense. And then when you combine that with a Mercer team that scores at will on offense, they're just 36% from three, 55% from inside. They're doing it at will against teams like Sanford. So I really do expect this game to get to 80 points in the first half, 40 to 40. If we get 40 to 35, they'll hit as well. But both these teams are averaging nearly 40 points per game in the first half, and I expect that to continue into this game. Just have to make shots, and that's what UNCG didn't do in that one game. But they had their opportunities, weren't able to get it done. But we've been cashing overs in the first half for all season long. So that's the final play for me. Went 1-1. So if I hit this play, I'll go 2-1 on the day in my college basketball picks. All right, we're going on to the NHL now. We have 3 games with Matt DeLeo there, Matty Ice, Oilers and Senators. Give me your pick.
First of all, I just want to address the darkness in this room. My setup will be complete probably tomorrow. Going to switch rooms, so deal with it today. But we have a good slate. It's my favorite time of the year. Football's over. Baseball, I guess, technically has not started yet, so all we have is basketball and hockey. This is the time where some hockey heads start creeping in, and I love to bring them in, stay for a while. The water's warm. But we got a couple games. I like the Oilers, like you said, in the 60-minute line. I think there's an overreaction to the Senators just playing against the Habs, otherwise known as the Canadians. They did just beat them, but that's a long, I guess, well-rooted rivalry from in the past that I thought was over. And the Senators, I guess, are still holding on to that rivalry, even though the Canadians probably moved on. So call it a letdown spot for one of the worst teams in the league here. But I think they go in, and the Oilers need to win this game because in this, Canadian division, as we're going to call it, with the new COVID divisions, it's a tough division. The Leafs and the Canadians are probably going to nail those top 2 spots, and then the Oilers need to compete with the Flames, Jets, and Canucks. Probably not the Canucks, but they're still hanging in there. And if you want to go to the playoffs, you have to beat up on the Senators in this division. So I think they need this game. They just lost to the Flames the other day. And the Senators, they just got their revenge against the Canadians. And I think there's a little overreaction. I got this line at like minus 120, but it's like minus 112 now because Mike Smith is making his debut in the crease for the Oilers. But we're acting like Koskinen's not having one of the league's worst save percentages. I mean, like, this is Mike Smith's debut here for the season. I don't see how he could be any worse than Koskinen. And I just think it's a great spot for the Oilers. And they just beat them, covered the puck line in both games they just played last week. So I expect them to do the same in this one.
That is great. Usually I would respond and say, yeah, I agree with your pick, or I don't. But I'm not an NHL guy, and that's why we have Matt here to provide you guys with NHL content. So we're going to go on with that. Oilers in regulation in the 60 minutes at minus 122. You heard him. It went down to about around minus 112. So definitely hop on that if you agree with him there. And there are some people in the chat that do agree. So I think that we're on the right side there. We'll go on to the Coyotes at the Blues. It's not the Blues, it's the Blues. And what's your pick there?
Everyone in the chat, I appreciate the support, and I appreciate you guys agreeing with me. Maybe I am trying to save my electricity bill. Times are tough over here.
Enough.
No, I'm kidding. The Blues money line is my play. I got it at minus 150, which is probably the highest I'll go for my money line plays. I think it's minus 155 now. Any plus money 60-minute line I would go for. I was on the Blues in the first game of this 4-game series, and then I was also fading the last 2, which the Coyotes actually won. I think I have a great read for this series, and I love the Blues to get their revenge here. Binnington has been stellar in net. I think he gets his revenge. He's still only averaging about 2.5 goals allowed per game, and the Coyotes don't really score a lot. I like the Blues if they could put some goals in the back of the net, and I think they can. So I trust the Blues at a pretty decent price here.
I like it. Then you have your last pick is the Hurricanes at the Blue Jackets. So give me your pick for that one. And I think you're going to go 3-0 today.
I hope I'm going 3-0 today. I feel it. I like the Hurricanes at minus 140. I think it's more towards minus 148 now. I just checked while you guys are going through. I think it's a good spot for the Hurricanes. Yesterday I said the Blue Jackets were a live dog. And I believe they were. They did lose. The Hurricanes did win. But the Blue Jackets could have easily won that game. They kind of let it slip out their hands. And I think the Hurricanes are in a great position now. Korpisalo is the Blue Jackets starting goalie. He is in again, and I don't trust putting the same goalkeeper in back-to-back games. I think it's a lot of minutes, especially against a quick and talented team like the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes have a younger guy in net, kind of new. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name. It's like Nedeljkovic. But he's 2-2-1 in his NHL career with an above 900 save percentage. So he's not terrible. Still looking to prove himself. And I think the Hurricanes are too quick, too talented. And I think the Blue Jackets let the game that they should have won get away. And I love the Hurricanes to take this one again.
I like it there. So those are our plays. The NHL, he's got Matty Ice has the Oilers in regulation. We have the Blues minus 150 and the Hurricanes minus 140. We're going to the NBA. Winter Wire has Valanciunas over 27.5 points and rebounds. He has the Warriors at minus 106. Steph Curry over 4.5 threes made. Boogie Down Picks has the Hornets plus 145.5 units. The Hornets plus 3.5 with 1 unit. The Cavaliers at Suns. He likes the Cavs at plus 285 at 0.5 units, and the Cavs plus 8 with 1 unit. He wants Jared Allen to start, so look for that lineup card. Make sure that Jared Allen is playing.
I think every Cavs fan does too.
Yeah, and he's been right. Allen does mean a lot more to this team than 100%. I think they realize. So we'll definitely see if he's able to get the start, and that could definitely help the Cavs win that game and especially cover in that game. Then if you go to the San Jose State-San Diego State game, Winter Wire does have San Diego State minus 26.5. And then you have Boogie Down Picks on San Jose State plus 11.5 in the second half. So we're hoping San Diego State gets out to a big lead, and then San Jose State kind of covers in that second half with that big spread. Also, Boogie Down Picks on Oklahoma State plus 3.5 at minus 114 in the first half. And, of course, we don't have that Miami-North Carolina game anymore. It was just postponed, but he was on Miami plus 5.5. Once we get that game again, I'm sure he'll be back on it if he sees the same spread once they actually end up playing. Me personally, I have Stanford at Mercer over 73.5 points in the first half at minus 110. And those are our picks for the night slate in all sports. The NFL is over now, so now we have the NHL, we have college basketball, we have the NBA. That's it until we get baseball season in April. So definitely join that Discord. Pay attention to our picks. If you lost a lot of money, like all of us in this little section, if you lost a lot of money on the Chiefs, definitely join that Discord and get your money back with our picks. The NFL is a disaster in the playoffs, and I think we're learning maybe to stay away from the playoffs in every sport and just worry about the regular season. I think that's probably the way to go. But, of course, everyone wants to be involved in the playoffs because it's the playoffs, and you want to be involved and have some rooting interest in the playoffs. But anyway, join our Discord in the description below. We're going to have some giveaways and other exciting content coming up. Kevin will be on our game show tomorrow, 8:15 p.m. Should be against Shaheem, one of the subscribers and Patreon supporters, going to go up against Kevin in the basketball. So definitely stay tuned for that, 8:15. Click the notification bell to be notified when we go live for that. And if you want to be in a game show soon, definitely go to that Discord and go to our little page there and tell us that you want to be included to go up against one of these coppers here. Other than that, we appreciate you guys stopping by, listening to our bets, and we wish you the best of luck on all of your bets today, and excited to see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
Let's get it.